Hey guys, I'm constantly being asked, how do you secure a deal from an agent or from a vendor, and then how do you sell that to an investor? Like, how do you stop an agent selling a deal to someone else? How do you stop an investor cutting you out? How is it that whole process works? So when you're selling a deal to an investor, you want to have made sure that the offer has been accepted on that property. So A, you know how much you're selling it for, and the investor knows how much they're buying it for. And two, so that house doesn't get sold to somebody else. Because if you're constantly trying to sell houses, every time you sell it to an investor, you get someone on board, you go back to agree it with the agent or with the vendor, and either the price is too high, or maybe you're offering way above what you could have got it for, or maybe the house isn't there anymore because someone else has bought it. How do you stop all of that happening? Now, you have three ways of doing this, and my most preferred way is, the first way is I will put an offer in on that property as if I'm going to buy it. So when I've viewed the house and go around with the agent, I've built that rapport, I've understood the vendor's position, I've got my offer together that works for me and for them. I put my offer forwards, usually over the phone or write an email, and I'll say, look, this is what I'm going to offer for it. Would the vendor be happy to take that? Now, of course, they're going to want to see proof of funds and proof of address, passport, ID, all of this sort of thing. Now, you may have this or you may not have it. I personally don't really want to be handing everything over because it's not really me that's going to be buying it. And yeah, I can send them a lot of this stuff because I've got it now, but if I want to send that over and then I want to change it afterwards, sometimes it just creates unnecessary confusion. So what I'll say is, look, if I was to provide all of this, because I know that you need it, I appreciate how it works, I appreciate you've got legislation and anti-money laundering checks and all that to do, I appreciate you've got all that, but if I was to put an offer forward at £85,450, would the vendor accept that? They'll probably go, well, I need to have a conversation with them. Look, that's fine, I appreciate that. Why don't you go back, have a chat with your vendor? If they'll accept that, I'm more than happy to send everything over to you. But right now, I've got to get it all together, and I'm really busy at the moment. I'm not actually in the country. Is it possible if you can put that offer forward, if it's accepted, just like a soft offer, then I'll get it over, and then you can take it off the market? How does that sound? Now, when they do that, they'll go ahead and do that, and it's technically like a soft offer, it's like a hard offer. The number is right, but you now know if the vendor's going to accept it, and when you said that, they'll go, yeah, the vendor's ready to accept it. They'll basically take it off the market. Like, if someone else rings up about the house, they go, yeah, we do have an offer on the property, and the person who's rang up will go, okay then. Now, a lot of the time, yeah, someone could put a higher offer in. That could always happen. But at the end of the day, that offer's been agreed, and it's unlikely that that's going to happen if it's a traditional sale, traditional vendor, etc., etc. The second way you could do it is you can cut the agent out entirely and go direct to vendor. So if you go direct to vendor and you agree a sale with the vendor's happy, they aren't going to do those checks. They're like, yeah, cool, I'm happy, I'm ready to sell the house to you. And everybody else comes along and they'll go, I've got a buyer. Now, they will probably still entertain that potential buyer. They'll speak to them, understand where they're at, and they'll put them as a plan B. They won't necessarily go, I've got a higher offer on the table. I mean, they might, and quite frankly, if they do come to you and say, look, I've got a higher offer, I would say, yeah, if you don't take it, because I've now built rapport with that person. They might speak to their friend who's going to sell it, and I'm always looking to add value to people. So the likelihood is that doesn't happen. Trust me, I've sold over 100 houses here, and only 2 of them have ever come back and have been gazumped, and someone's come in with a higher offer. But realistically, it doesn't really happen. Once I've agreed that price with a vendor or with an agent, no one tends to come out and cut me out. That's been agreed. I then sell the deal to my investor. They're happy to buy it at that price. I've told them what it's going to cost. They buy that deal. I give them full disclosure. They're happy, and then just go ahead with the standard sale. And the third way you can do it, which is something I'm able to do now because I've been in the game for a little bit, is I will sit down with agents after I've bought a few houses from them and say, look, you will kind of understand what I'm doing now. I'm not personally buying these deals, but I am finding them. And I'm finding these houses that work for investments, and I'm selling that package deal, that package investment to clients all over the world. And when I'm doing this, I have serious people lined up ready to buy these properties, some in cash, some in mortgages, but we buy these houses. You've seen, we bought a few from you now. So would it be okay if I told you how it works and what it's looking to do and how we could potentially work better together? And this is usually face-to-face if I can, so I'll go out on a day's viewings and I'll spend a couple of hours going to agents, speaking to them, building rapport. Maybe I'm just getting to them for the first time and say, look, this is what I'm doing. I'm looking to buy houses in your area. What have you got? Show me your deals. Or maybe it's, okay, I've already bought from you. Let me sort of talk about the process a bit more from my end so you can understand how it works. So I'm putting an offer forward to you, you kind of understand what's going on. Look, I actually need to know how much I can sell this for. I need to know that when I'm going to do it, I've got a few days grace to make that happen. I don't just get it from you now and then sell it like 5 minutes later. What I'll do is I'll get the offer accepted on Thursday or Friday, then it'll sit over the weekend, I'll put all the one package together, do all my due diligence, put it all together, and on Tuesday, that's when it goes out. So the Tuesday at 10 a.m., my emails go out to my investors. That is when I'm going to sell it. So if I haven't sold it by Wednesday, the likelihood is I'm probably not going to buy that. But I mean, you've seen, I've bought 2 or 3 or 4 houses from you now. You understand how that works. You know that if I say I'm going to buy something, I'm going to buy it. So would it be okay if in the future I just say, look, what can I get this for? You can tell me what the offer's going to be. I'll say, look, maximum I can offer is this. And then we can have that negotiation. You understand the vendor's point. I understand it from an investor's point. We agree that price. And then if you haven't got it on Wednesday or Thursday, then fine, put it back to the market. And to be honest, this works. After you bought, because they know it works for you. And it's super easy for them because I'm going to do any marketing. They can just say, look, here's the house. Do you want to view it? And I go, yeah, sweet. They haven't put it on right. We haven't paid for advertising. They just go, here's the house. Got it through yesterday. Do you want to have a look at it? I'll go view it. They do one viewing. I say yes. I say no. They know every time that I view it, I'm going to give them an offer. Every single time. Every house I put an offer in. Never not put an offer in. It might be stupidly low, but I always put an offer in. So they know that they can rely on me to get an offer for a house. And in fact, I will buy it. Because at some level, the numbers do work. They take me along, I view the house, they're happy to go, and away we go. That is a really good way, once you've built a rapport with agents, to be able to go ahead and say, look, I am a deal sourcer, but I can actually do this properly. Because most deal sourcers can't sell deals. That's why agents don't like them. That's why you shouldn't walk into an agency and go, look, I'm a deal sourcer. So they'll never take you seriously. Buy a house first from them, then tell them you're a sourcer, because then you've got that rapport. So when I've got that offer secured, how do I stop an investor cutting me out of that deal and just going straight to the agent, not paying me my fee? Well, there's a few ways you can do this. The first way is you have contracts in place that the investor signs with you or with your company. So for me, I've got a non-disclosure and a non-circumvention agreement. This stops an investor cutting me out entirely. Now, of course, they could still do it, but then they would be open to legal action. I've never had to do it, but of course it could happen. So one way is to have contracts in place, and there's a legal obligation for them not to do that. The second way, take payment up front. I take payment up front, and it is secured, it is insured, it's an account that I cannot touch. That money is not mine legally. So that money gets held in a client account, and they pay that money up front. If they don't want that deal after I've given them everything they need, then I just refund them in full. But they will buy the deal on the premise, not knowing where it is, not knowing the address, without photos. I'll talk to them about the deal. I'll give them a lot of information about it, but I won't disclose that address ever. I won't disclose the agent ever. They buy that deal from me, they pay me up front, they've signed a contract, then they give them full access. Here's the agent, here's the Rightmove link, here's the video tours, the purchase price, like here's everything. So I give them a full breakdown of this property. So they then know they can do their own due diligence. If they're happy, then great, we go ahead, we buy that house. If not, then obviously just give them a full refund. And that is how I stop an investor cutting me out. Build this game on relationships. A good relationship is worth more than a good deal. Don't worry so much about people cutting you out. Don't worry about how I'm going to secure this deal. Yeah, that's how to do it, but don't worry about that. Because right now, you need investors and you need deals. Go out and find both of them. Then you can worry about this after you're starting to make money. I hope that's of help, guys. That's how the deal sourcing game works, especially for me. I know for other people in the industry, that's how we make it happen. Of course, there are variations on this, but if this has been helpful, why don't you drop a like? Why don't you subscribe? Hit that bell button so you get notifications when new videos are coming out. And guys, if you want to see me and you want to see how this works, you can get more education on how this works, get down to the Property Investors Crash Course. So pretty much one every week now. When I'm in the Midlands, when I'm in London, get booked on. They always sell out, and that is how I started this a little over 18 months ago. Take care, guys. See you in the next video.